guys, if you were accepted by Chinese universities and wondering about how to register in the university in China, this video will show you how to register. Register in university in China may not sound that difficult, but actually every year we help thousands of students register in Chinese universities. A lot of them will encounter some problems due to language barriers or some mistakes. In this video, I will show you how to avoid those inconveniences and how to do it in the correct way. The first thing you need to do is actually prepare original documents in your country before you come to China, like original graduation certificate, original transcript, your physical examination form, your GW202 form, and an admission letter. Because when you register in university in China, you will need to show those original documents to the teachers. And if you are going to study in China for more than 180 days, which means you are long-term program students, you need to pay attention to your GW202 form because usually the GW202 form is a white paper. You will receive it from China. However, for now, some of the teachers also send the yellow page of GW202 form to students. The yellow page of GW202 form is very, very important for long-term program students because for long-term program students, they will need to study more than 180 days in China. The teacher needs to apply for residence permit for them, and that yellow page of GW202 form will be used to apply for the residence permit. Generally, the university will keep the yellow page of GW202 form inside the university, but some of the universities now send this yellow page to students. However, if you receive the yellow page of GW202 form, make sure you keep it well, do not lose it. Secondly, you need to book accommodation in advance because not all universities in China allow you to live outside of the campus. Actually, most universities will need you to live inside of the campus, and book an accommodation for you before you come to China is very important for you, and it will save you a lot of time for the entire semester. And accommodation in some universities are limited. You need to book in advance. If you have room inside of the campus, it will be very good for you because it's more cheaper and you can save time from going to class from your room. And it is also very good for you for register because you can check in the dormitory at the first day of your arrival. You don't need to book hotel. It will also save you time. The next thing you need to do is to prepare clothes because the temperature in different part of China is quite different. You need to check the city where your university is located in, and you need to check the temperature during a registration period to make sure you prepare the good clothes for the date in case you catch a cold. Then you need to buy flight tickets. One important thing for it is that do not come to China too early because both X1 visa and X2 visa are time limited and the counting will start after you enter China. And you don't want to get your visa expired before you can finish your program or finish the registration process. And do not register in weekend or in the night because teachers don't work in weekend and usually they will be off duty after 4 p.m. And yes, there are teachers in the dormitory in weekend and in the night, but for most cases, they don't speak English. So it will be difficult for you to register in the dormitory in the night or in the weekend. And if you have no choice but to come to China earlier than the registration date, or in the weekend or in the night, make sure you communicate with the university first and get their approval. Then they will help you. And if you applied through CUCAS, you can contact CUCAS and the CUCAS team will help you. Then you can apply for visa and come to China. The next thing you need to do is to change money and buy SIM card in the airport. These things are very important for you. If you have bank account support UnionPay, or you have WeChat and have bond card with it, then it will be easier for you. But if you don't, change money in the airport is very important for you. Many students found it is difficult to change money after they left the airport because you cannot find small agencies on the street to change money, and it is also difficult for you to change money in the bank. And to change money in the bank, you need to have a bank account. And to open a bank account, you need to have residence permit or a related certificate. But it will take time for you to get residence permit and those certificates. So you are suggested to change money in the airport. And you cannot spend dollar in China. And not all shops and restaurants support MasterCard. So you are suggested to change 2,000 yuan in the airport, which is a good amount for you to pay the food, pay for accommodation deposit, and pay for other necessary stuffs during the period before you can get a bank account. And buying a SIM card in the airport is also important for you. Yes, you can buy the SIM card in the university, and the SIM card in the airport might be a little bit of more expensive, but I still suggest you to buy a SIM card in the airport, because after you have bought SIM card in the airport, you can contact people, or you can have internet access right after you stepped out of the airport, just in case for some emergencies. The next thing you need to do is to go to the university. You can go there by public transportation like subway, or you can also go there by taxi, or you can also book airport pickup service. And since you just arrived China, you will carry a lot of luggage. You are suggested to take a taxi or book airport pickup service. And more universities in China are providing airport pickup service. You can also book airport pickup service if you applied through CUCAS, then you can book it online. Actually, we also provide university guide to students, and we send the guide along with the admission package to you. In the guide, you can see the section which you can show to the driver, because most taxi driver, they don't speak English. And if you don't want to book the airport pickup service, you can use the guide and show it to the driver, and the driver can easily understand where you want to go and take you to the university, because most of the drivers, they don't speak English. And with this guide, you can also learn how to identify whether or not the taxi is formal, just to avoid being overcharged. And after you arrived at the university, the next thing you need to do is to check in. One thing very important here is do not rent and pay for apartment outside of the campus before you have communicated with the university, because a lot of universities do not allow you to live outside of the campus. Even for those who do, you need to communicate with them and get approval from them before you made your decision. Otherwise, you will waste a lot of money. And after you have checked in, the last step is to go through the registration process in the university. And there will be teachers and volunteers to help you, and you will need to show original documents you prepared in step 1, so the rest of things will be easy. Okay, that's all. See you next time.